And good Thursday evening, everyone. Todd Warren here. Welcome to the Thursday night, Thursday night edition of Weather Worries here on the KTAL Now app, as well as streaming live on my Facebook page, Todd Warren Weather. We do have a gorgeous evening underway across the Arklatex right now, as you can see. Just a few high clouds over pretty much all of the area, and a nice twilight after sunset occurred just a few minutes ago. And coming up tonight, we are going to be looking at, of course, a bit of an increase in the heat and especially the humidity, as we will likely come close to getting to the warmest point of the year so far. That's definitely within the realm of possibility in Shreveport. And it does look like a mainly dry weekend and probably Monday as well. Storm threat will begin Monday night into Tuesday. I'll show you the latest as we take you through next week. And of course, the latest on any severe weather issues that we may have and when they may occur, and to the extent that they may occur, if they do. And of course, today is Thursday. That means the double dip. We have the latest drought monitor. I'll show you the radar estimation of how much rain has fallen since last Thursday. And of course, show you the difference between last week's drought monitor and this week's drought monitor to show if we had any changes. And of course, also on Thursday, it's grain of salt night. The newest run of the 6-week outlook from the EPS ensembles has come in. And if you are looking forward to summer, I have good news for you. You'll see why I say that towards the end as we get into grain of salt time tonight. If you have a question or a comment watching on Facebook, feel free to ask away, as I enjoy answering any questions that you may have. And if you just want to say hello, Todd, that is great too, as it is tradition, as you know, to begin the festivities with our hellos. And why I end things, I clicked the wrong button. I end things with my attempt at a little bit of humor. Looks like I'm beginning that attempt at the beginning. Anyway, let's take a look at the who's on board tonight. Brian, hello. You're back in the top spot there, Brian. First on board tonight, hello. Gary, hello to you. Bonnie, hi. Betty, hello to you. Brad's tuning in from WCOK. Lewis, good evening. Friday Eve. Actually, Brad, for me, it's Friday. It is Friday since I work Sunday night. So anyway, Bonnie, Tuesday early in the morning. We could have a few thunderstorms around, Bonnie. The extent of any, it looks like Tuesday, the main issues could be later in the day. So you may be okay. And of course, I'll be able to have more details on that Monday. Futurecast right now only goes out to Monday evening. And I'm going to show you that. It really doesn't show much here for Monday, and nothing really for Sunday as well. You'll see that here in a second. Tracy in Dangerfield says, no bad weather. What else did you say? Just rain, please. I'm working on it, Tracy. I'm working on it. And you'll see why I say that here in a second. Aaron, also up there in WCOK, hello to you. And Kathy in Texarkana, greetings. I'm doing well. Hopefully you're doing just as well, Kathy. All right, let's, again, we call this Weather Worries. Here's my level of worry for the next few days, probably through Monday. I'll put it at 2 out of 10. Actually, tomorrow through the weekend, it might as well be 1. Really don't have any worries to deal with. Might see a few thunderstorms Monday, but those chances looking relatively slim. And next week, I'm going to keep it at 3. No reason to raise it to 4 or 5, as to me, the severe weather threat next week is looking somewhat limited. And I'll show you what the forecast soundings are indicating will be possible if we have any issues. And of course, all the latest outlooks from SPC as well. High temperatures today, as expected, warmer. The hot spots, for a change, it wasn't in Texarkana. 90 in both Manny as well as Mansfield. 87 degrees, the high temperature in Shreveport as well as in Texarkana. As far as the weather pattern, that upper level ridge, you can see the axis is now moving through the Arklatex, now stretching from about Shreveport to St. Louis up towards Lake Michigan. This is moving towards the east. You can see the flow in from the Pacific, all right, in the upper levels. And we have the low-level moisture with the south wind increasing here over the next few days, the south to southeasterly wind. That moisture will increase dramatically, especially this weekend. We're talking dew points this weekend climbing into the 70s. Right now, my weather station says it's 65. So we have seen a bit. Of course, it usually runs a little bit high on the dew point, I will admit. But nonetheless, we are looking at a pretty good increase in the humidity, which will keep nighttime temperatures up a bit and make things for a little bit of a sticky weekend here across the Arklatex. Brad says, no summer temps. You're not going to like what you see at the end of June, Brad. You're not going to like it at all. I can just tell you right off the bat. All right, let's get going here. And you can see that, take a look at the surface. And really for the next several days, from now through pretty much Tuesday, the highest severe weather issues will be to the north of the Arklatex. And you can see the showers and thunderstorms that we have now decreasing tonight. New storms will develop along the dry line, that front over the plains of Oklahoma and Texas. That activity, doubtful that we'll see any of it make it here, even though Futurecast does show it could tomorrow night. And then everything shifts to the north on Saturday. You can see some more storms along that front. Again, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. And that northward shift continues heading into Sunday. And in the meantime, the southeastern half of the country is going to be warming up, where it hasn't already begun to do so. And you can see heading into Sunday night, more storms up around Omaha and basically the upper Midwest. Those will weaken Sunday night. And then heading into Monday, we're going to be looking at that front trying to begin to work its way southward. And Monday evening, you can see more storms pretty much where they were on Sunday. So the Midwest is going to get hammered pretty good with thunderstorms from now through probably Tuesday, to be honest with you. All right, let's take a look at the HRRR model as we switch to the local view of what we can expect for the next 3 or 4 days. And the HRRR does show some high clouds trying to move over us during the nighttime hours tonight. Futurecast, as you'll see when we shift to that in the morning, not quite as aggressive. And notice the HRRR keeps all the rain tonight to our north, pretty much the same spot that Futurecast has the rain. And then notice too, less clouds, East Texas, most of the area actually, with Futurecast at 7 a.m. And we will see a mix of clouds and sunshine. Again, Futurecast continuously, the last couple days, it has been putting rain a couple days out. Tuesday it did the same thing for today. Obviously, we had sunshine, no rain. I really doubt that we'll see anything as far as rain for tomorrow or tomorrow night for that matter. It does not have any rain for Saturday as everything shifts to the north. We probably will see a mostly cloudy sky tomorrow night, and likely we'll see those clouds give way to a partly cloudy sky on Saturday. You're probably noticing the big red arrows there. That's Futurecast kind of highlighting the increase in wind, as we'll probably see winds out of the south to southeast Saturday at 10 to 15, probably closer to 15 on Sunday and Monday. And then we'll see that wind begin to subside somewhat heading into the middle of the week. And you can see Futurecast does show a little bit of rain Saturday night. Again, I still kind of doubt that's going to happen. And we will see kind of a mix of clouds and sunshine once again on Sunday. Probably mostly cloudy will cover the skies on Sunday with some sun mixed in, but more clouds in the mix as well. And you can see those arrows staying somewhat large. So it's going to stay windy here. And as we go into Monday, this was what I was curious about. Futurecast does show a few spotty showers or thunderstorms. When I get to the details on our severe weather issues, both the GFS and the European do show the atmosphere will support, maybe some wind and an isolated tornado threat, but the model's not really showing a whole lot of coverage here in our area for Monday. So that being said, I'm not too concerned about severe weather for Monday, even though that's when we may have the best ingredients for it. All right. Again, just because we mix everything up in a bowl, if we don't put it in the oven, we don't get bread. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's move ahead here and show you the weather pattern and how it will play out during the next couple of weeks. And you can see the ridge continuing to move towards the east. Here come the outlooks. Here's tomorrow up north. All right. Saturday, pretty much the same spot across the Midwest. It's extending down into the western plains, western Oklahoma, northwest Texas. Same spot on Sunday. SPC does have an enhanced risk for Sunday up north. And as we shift into Monday, pretty much the same spot. This is the European, and this is the second day in a row. It has showed a pretty good line of thunderstorms developing Monday afternoon to the west of the Arctic. I'm going to play this. It's going to go pretty quick here. You'll see the trend in this line as it moves through. It will weaken Monday night, as you saw there, but we'll have to keep an eye on Monday night. Out of all the period next week, that could be the time frame, that and or Tuesday, where we see the best chance. And you can see as we head into Tuesday, SPC only has the slight risk to the north of the Arctic. We may have a marginal risk here for Monday and Tuesday, Monday night especially, and possibly Tuesday. I would say that wouldn't shock me at all to see some green on the SPC outlooks when day 3 covers those. So again, you can see the rain around Tuesday, probably heaviest Tuesday night, lingering into Wednesday. And then today's run of the European shifts everything further to the south temporarily for Thursday and Friday, and then lifts it back to the north here next weekend. So we may not all models are on board with that southerly shift, but we may see a lull in the amount of coverage of rain Thursday, Friday, another increase heading through next weekend. And you can see as we go towards the end of this 2-week period, the chance for showers and thunderstorms will continue through that second week, actually. So even though that ridge is going to be over us, that's one thing that tells me that it's going to be very scattered once we get past next weekend with that ridge retrograding back to the west. So that's what it looks like there as far as the pattern for the next 2 weeks. If you like sunshine, enjoy the next few days. It could be a while before you see an abundant supply of it. Eric says it's now 86 degrees in Colbert, Oklahoma, west of the Arctic, after a nice day today, and he wants some rain. Hello there, Mitch. Hopefully you're having a great Thursday evening. It's pretty nice outside out there this evening. So the granddaughter is spending the night with us, and she was out in the pool and went home for dinner. I kind of was not shocked that she was there. So, yeah, but anyway, it was a nice evening out there. And nonetheless, we're going to be nice and warm here across the Arctic this weekend. All right, let's get to severe weather. Again, I'm not too concerned about it at this point. I do think we probably will see a marginal Monday and or Tuesday. Notice if you look at basically the results of these models kick out. We look at every morning the results of the weather balloons. Well, the models create the same outlook, basically kind of guess the results of what future balloons will be. Okay. And so based on that, we can kind of get a sense on what threats severe wise we might face. And you can see we have 5 levels here. And Sunday, we have support for the scattered, severe wind and hail issues, but we're not going to bake the dough, if you will. I think this is going to be Monday night. So we'll have to keep an eye on Monday night for some scattered wind and hail issues. If we're going to have anything spinning, the best chance is going to be Monday night. But again, those storms, based on the European, if they do form out west, will be weakening more than likely as they come in. And you can see what happens after that. We have another shot Tuesday, and then the rest of the period, worst case scenario, a marginal, isolated severe risk. The main thing is going to be, we'll have some thunder, obviously, with temperatures in the 80s, but the coverage of the severe weather, huge if we have any, is going to be somewhat limited based on the current information. That's a big based, okay? It's only a snapshot of what these 2 models are indicating right now, but this is very similar to what I showed you last night and the night before with the best support, if you will, coming early in the week next week. All right, Jennifer in Arkansas, hello to you. Hopefully you are having a nice evening as well. Take a look at rainfall as it is getting late. I got a lot more to cover, so let's get to rainfall. First 7 days, you can see 2 to 3 inches southwest Arkansas and northeast Texas, basically 1 to 2 northwest Louisiana. So in the next 7 days, from now through next Thursday, 2 to 3. Let's take you out 10 days, and the numbers go up. This is from the blend of models. And you can see almost all of the area gets at least 3 inches in the next 10 days. You might recall last night I mentioned that Shreveport has received about 6 2/3 inches since the beginning of March. All right, we could get half that here in the next 10 days. And Texarkana has only received about 5 3/4 inches. And you could get almost all of that in the next 10 days. So that shows you that this could go a long way towards giving us some drought relief. And I'll show you that in a second as well. Rainfall potential for the next 2 weeks. And the numbers get even bigger. You can see 3 models out of the 6 show 6 to over 7 inches in DeQueen. In Texarkana, the top 3 are 4, 5, and 6. In Shreveport, basically 3 to 5. And in Natchitoches, basically you're in the range of about 3 to 4. So it does appear as if the heaviest rain will be across the north, probably because that upper level ridge. Obviously, the air as you head south above us is warmer. That tends to reduce instability somewhat. So farther north you live, the more rain you're going to get. And you'll keep an eye on these numbers, because that could be bad news when I show you the grain of salt outlook here in a second. So keep this in mind. We're in the next 10 days, we could get 3 to 5 inches of rain, and keep that number in mind to subtract from the numbers I'm going to show you here in a second. So remember, 3 to 5. All right, let's talk temperatures for the next 2 weeks. And really, it looks like we're easing into summer. No night, temperatures below 65 in Shreveport in the next 2 weeks. No day in the 70s, which is not surprising. We could have several days here with temperatures upper 80s, low 90s. We will see a cool down during the end of next week, hence the shift to the south that the European was showing. And you can see the warm up that will follow as that upper level ridge builds back into the Gulf. And so that's what the European is showing. Notice the lows warming into the 70s. That's Mr. Humidity unpacking his bags. And you can see the GFS ensembles even warmer, showing low to middle 90s. The cool off late next week, and then it shows us warming back up into the low 90s as we head towards the end of May. So this is really the end of Memorial Day week. So yeah, we're going to be heading into June. And at the end of May, the normal high is 89. So we're going to be pretty much above normal here for the next 2 weeks temperature-wise. All right, let's switch to grain. Before we do that, let's talk rainfall. And this is the latest radar estimation on how much rain has fallen. You can see most of the northern half of the area, less than an inch. We did see this swath here of 1 to over 3 inches that fell from Clarksville down to about just south of Louisville. All right, pretty much right along the Red River, so to speak. That's the picture from the northern parts of the area. Further to the south, pretty much the same thing. Most of East Texas, the northern sections of northwest Louisiana, less than an inch at most locations. We did have this swath of 1 to 3 inches plus over Sabine, Natchitoches, and parts of Bienville parishes. So what does that mean for the drought monitor? All right, we have 5 levels of drought, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see most of the area is at level 4 now. And I'm going to put this change. This is last week. The only change we're going to see is in this area right here. Watch this. So we do see some improvement here. A very small part of Red River County and northern Franklin County. Rest of the Arklatex, pretty much the same. I'll take it back. You see some improvement down here, as this part of Louisiana got, more than 5 inches in the last week. So that kind of gives you a clue as to what it's going to take to see the improvement across the area. So we didn't get much rain. You might, well, why didn't it get worse? Well, keep in mind, you get test results from the doctor and they show you a graph, low, high. We may be in the extreme level at the beginning is here and the exceptionals here. We're just gradually going up. All right. So eventually, if we don't get rain, it's going to go, we're going to turn to that dark brown, dark red that they have in southeastern Arkansas. So that is the latest drought monitor. No changes in the last week, given the limited rain that we had across most of the area. So let's talk longer range here. The latest 6-week outlook. And again, the EPS ensembles kick out actual projections on how much rain a location will get in this 45-day period. And you can see over 8 inches in DeQueen and Idabel. That obviously would be above normal. And again, keep in mind that part of the region could get more than 5 in the next 10 days. And we got another 4 or 5 weeks after that. Okay, 4.5 weeks after that. So that means in the following month, you may get, only 3, which is still, not too bad. We get about 4.5 inches, I think, in June. And you can see the rest of the Arctic pretty close to normal, actually, a good 6 to 7 inches with the heaviest total there in Texarkana. So a near normal rain for most of the area. It looks like the best chance of seeing more beneficial rains will be across the northern edge of the area. Temperatures, get ready for summer. All right, you can see it looks like in the next 6 weeks, this is normal. The length of the bar, again, I explain this every week, is determined by how much above or below normal that average temperature is. So the average low, the week ending May 24th is going to be could be 67, which is a little bit above normal. 68 right at normal. 70 a little bit above normal. You can see this last week, that 75 is several degrees above normal. All right, for the week ending June 28th. All right. Here's a look at the daytime highs. And this is what is the concerning part. You can see the couple more weeks with highs averaging out in the mid to upper 80s, probably upper 80s. And then we kind of settle into 90s, which is normal, a little bit above normal as we enter the first couple of weeks of June. That 4th week of June, the average high could be 96. Again, we're talking in Shreveport, but still pretty much applies everywhere. 96. So that means that's the average. So we could have a few days where it's 99 and a few days where it's 93, if you get my drift. So that is the first, this far out. This concerns me because typically these ensembles, long range, they tend to want to run back to average. It's been a while since I've seen a number, 3 degrees above normal on week 6. So that is concerning to me that we could be settling into a big upper level ridge towards the end of June. All right, so that's the longer range weather picture. Let's see if we got any other comments here. Daniel in Cass County, hello. Betty, you got an inch this much? I'm about 1.8, I think, Betty. I looked at the almanac page. My station is on there, by the way. It's coming, Gail. Rain is coming, but not tonight. Your forecast tonight shows that we will see, again, 68 in Texarkana, 68 in Atlanta, under a clear to partly cloudy sky, few high clouds. Also 68 in Shreveport, 67 degrees for the low temperature in Marshall. Tomorrow, a partly cloudy sky, more clouds than today. It will be rather hot, 92 in Texarkana, 91 in Magnolia, 87 degrees for the high temperature in Mount Pleasant. Further to the south, highs mainly in the low 90s, 90 degrees in Mansfield, 91 in Minden, in Shreveport, as well as in Marshall. That 91 in Shreveport would be the warmest temperature of the year so far. And 10-day forecast shows close to 90 through Tuesday. Lows warming into the low to middle 70s, basically from Saturday morning through Wednesday morning. Rain chances pick up Monday night, reach their peak Wednesday, a little bit of a drop Thursday, Friday. Then we see things pick up this next weekend. Best chance for the stronger storms, probably, the way it looks right now, Monday night through Tuesday night into Wednesday. So this is the time frame where again, right now, the risk is looking relatively low for us, but that's what it looks like as far as severe weather. Will I be posting weather updates this weekend? Probably not, Betty, since it's going to be relatively quiet. I may jump on and, post a little something during the evening once things settle down during the weekend. Well, that will officially do it for me tonight, folks, as it is getting late. But, of course, I can't send you away for the week without my attempt at a little bit of humor. So here we go. A husband and wife were driving back home after they went to a party. Suddenly, the wife shouted, "Stop the car! There's a wall ahead! Stop the car!" Then boom! The car hits the wall. Next day, while they're both under treatment in the hospital, the wife asked the husband, "Are you deaf? I kept on shouting that there was a wall ahead. Why didn't you apply the brakes?" The husband replied angrily, "Because you were driving the car." And that will officially do it for me tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in as always, either here on Facebook or here on the KTAL Now app. Again, I do record this. If you want to watch it on the big screen or watch it anytime, it's available probably in the next 15 or 20 minutes in the Your Weather Authority app, close to the top of the app there. So, and of course, all our updates that Josh posts in the morning his weather show that will air tomorrow will be there as well. So check it out. It's free for download on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV devices. I'll be back Monday with another live update. Until then, enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend. If you like dry weather, enjoy the dry weather this weekend. Plenty of rain next week. Good night.